What's up, y'all? I'm Lady. Welcome back to another Vlogmas video. This video is another what I just finished and what I just purchased video. So I just finished Yellowface by R.F Kaung, and I'm at the library now about to drop it off. And when I get home, I received a notification that one of the books that I just purchased has been delivered, so I'll share that with you all. Really quickly, Yellowface has been everywhere, so I'll just leave the synopsis in the description box. I will say overall I enjoyed this book. I'm looking forward to the discussion we're going to have about it in book club. I think a lot of the controversial things that's going on in the bookish community as far as publishing was definitely highlighted in this book. I'm for people telling whatever stories they want to tell, right? However, I think people who do that should also prepare themselves for the criticism that they may receive. Okay, so a white woman telling a Chinese person's story should be open to the criticism that comes along, because a lot of times what happens, they end up falling into stereotypes, or they end up centering themselves, and then you have the white savior that comes along in these books and things like that. So I say write whatever you want to write, but just be prepared for the criticism that comes. Today, right? In publishing, I definitely feel like they are looking for people who are telling their own stories or own voices, as they're calling it these days. But I feel like on the flip side, certain people who a black person that doesn't want to write about the black experience, it may not be looked at as opposed to a black person that's telling the black experience and telling all the trauma stories, stories about slavery and stuff like that. Publishing is expecting those type of stories from black people, or a Chinese person telling about their stories or trauma or something like that. And I don't think that's fair. What I'll say about Yellowface is, oh my goodness, I did not like Junie. I did not even like Athena. I did like that it held my attention. The ending, I kind of was like, okay, but I get the reasoning for it. So yeah, I didn't care for either one of them. And to be honest, having the book told from June's point of view was like being in the head of a Karen, and how they think they're right. Okay, they tell themselves lies and they believe them, and they just go after what it is that they want, regardless of who is hurt by it. You get what I'm saying? So I found it unique. I found it good. I hear there is controversy because R.F Kaung gets some of the criticism that June and Athena receives, but I don't know anything about that. I don't be paying too much attention to that type of stuff. I do know that I tend to personally side-eye certain authors who write certain stories, because I absolutely enjoyed the Tea Girl of Hummingbird Lane, which was about a Chinese woman and her story. And when I flipped to the back of the book and saw that a white woman wrote it, I was like, why is she telling this type of story? So I did look and see that she's 1/8 Chinese. But then I also saw that all of her books are about Chinese women. And so I don't know how I feel about that, but she is a good writer. It's unfortunate if her stories are being told and published as opposed to someone who is actually Chinese, and they may be having a hard time getting their own stories published. But one thing I do not like, I was reading a cozy mystery series, and I think I read 3 of the 4 books because I think it's 4. And I end up finding out I couldn't find out much about the author. I thought it was a black woman, but come to find out it was a white woman. No, a white man. And what I did not like about that, it was the publisher, I felt, was hiding the author's identity on purpose by telling this black one, because he's telling this black woman's story. I did find some of it enjoyable, but I did recognize the stereotypes that came from it, and I was just totally turned off because I felt like this white man or Latino man was telling his story but hiding his identity. So I stopped with that series, and probably won't pick up the 4th book, or even mention it by name anymore. You know what I'm saying? Even though in old videos I did talk about it when I read it before I found out, you know. So that's that. So let me turn this in and get on home so I can share with you all my recent purchase. Okay, y'all, so I am home now, and I just watched back the previous clip. I hope I wasn't too rambly in that clip, as I was trying to, you know, just share the thoughts that came to mind while reading Yellowface. I hope y'all was able to follow along. But now let's me share my most recent book purchase, and that is The Reformatory by Tananarive Due. I didn't mess it up this time. If you saw a video I posted a few weeks ago where I had got it from the library, and in that video I said this is likely one that I just really need to purchase, and so I did. And I've been waiting for it to come in the mail. I'm so excited to read this one. Not sure when I'll get to it. Probably the first of the year. But I want to share with you all just the first paragraph of the synopsis so y'all can kind of know what it's about. It says, Gracetown, Florida, June 1950. 12-year-old Robbie Stevens Jr. is sentenced to 6 months at the Gracetown School for Boys for kicking the son of the largest landowner in town in defense of his older sister, Gloria. So begins Robbie's journey further into the terrors of the Jim Crow South and the very real horror of the school they call the Reformatory. So that is this book. I'm already hearing great things about it. I just recently read Joplin's Ghost by Due, and I loved it. And I can't, most of her books, all of the books that I've read, I absolutely loved, and I'm thinking that this one will be no different. So that's it. I've recently finished Yellowface, and this is my recent purchase, The Reformatory. Well, that's it for this video. I will see you tomorrow in my next Vlogmas video. Bye, y'all.